Hey there, and welcome to another edition of the FanSaves Helps Shop Local series. My name is Kris McCarthy, and I'm your co-host. And today I have the pleasure of speaking with Kevin, who is the owner of Peterborough Driving School. Hi, Kevin. How are you doing today?
Good, Chris. How about you?
I'm doing great, thank you. Why don't you begin by telling us about Peterborough Driving School?
So basically, the driving school, it's a ministry approved program. So in Ontario, you really have to be a ministry approved program to operate. Right now, what that means is we're not considered an essential business. So we're basically closed for business. But we are ministry approved, and that what that really does is give consumers the confidence that we are regulated. Um, it does things for them like offer them a discount if they complete the program successfully. Um, so that's usually the first thing we throw out with our school. For us, our lessons are always one-on-one when you go in car. That's fairly standard here in Ontario, but that's another thing that if you want to talk about Peterborough Driving School that we sort of want to let people know pretty early on. They will be just in a car with an instructor and themselves. For in class, up until what has happened with the virus, classroom used to be held in your traditional classroom. That was the only thing that we or any ministry approved school in Ontario could offer, was you had to come to a physical classroom. Ministry has adapted for that, Chris. We now can, you want. That's going to be temporary though. That's not a permanent thing. So the classroom portion of what we do has changed with the virus, and the in-car, as mentioned, we've been shut down for in-car lessons, and I'm 100% behind that.
Yeah, definitely. It makes it tough to do a driving lesson when someone's worried about COVID-19. That makes total sense. So have you been able to take everything online? And like, what changes have you made during COVID-19 to kind of
Well,
adapt
so
to the virus?
basically, with that ministry program, the students were always looking at doing some form of 20 hours of classroom. And as I mentioned, it was a physical requirement until this happened that they had to come and see us and be in a classroom format for 20 hours. What that meant, the maximum we can sit somebody is 5 days, or sorry, 5 hours. So it meant 4 days of classroom for them. They can now temporarily do those 20 hours online. Has to be with a live instructor like you and I are doing, for the most part. There is one other option that we are now finding out just as of today.
Wow.
Things change every day with what's going on.
Yeah.
So they can now temporarily do the 20 hours of class, but it has to be live so that we can see them and vice versa. Ministry didn't pretty significantly from our standpoint though, because it used to be that you had to tell people you're coming to a physical classroom. We've been asked for a few years, is there anything available online? Is there anything available online? And it wasn't there. Ministry just wasn't willing to approve that. So that's definitely changed. As far as anything else with their business, really there isn't, because the other component of our business is obviously is doing the in-car, and that's just not happening.
Right. So if someone wanted to support your business, they could go online right now to fansaves.ca. They can buy gift certificates. Maybe talk about what those gift certificates can buy and other ways that people can support your business during these times.
Yeah, well, so basically they could use those gift certificates to do the full ministry program. The other thing, what I haven't mentioned that we do offer too is just the individual in-car lessons. Sometimes people don't want to, make the time or the financial commitment to take the whole program. So they can do 1 hour sessions. So a gift certificate could certainly be used for that. Basically with those lessons, again, the rule here in Ontario is that doesn't qualify you for, an insurance discount. But that is a portion of our business, especially probably for people that already here in Ontario. We have different stages of licensing. So you have your beginner license in G1. The individual in-car lessons are probably more so for people that are at our second stage of licensing, where they don't need the program. They just want a few lessons to graduate out of our system. So they're not looking for anything other than maybe a refresher. Gift certificates are great for that. So we find that, people use those for like birthday gifts and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So to me, that's ideal. Obviously for us, but also for other people.
Yeah, for sure. And if someone wanted to learn more about Peterborough Driving School, where could they go to find out more information?
Well, basically, we have our website, peterboroughDrivingSchool.ca, where we have a Facebook page as well. Relatively small town, so a fair chunk of people have heard of us, but obviously a quick Google search, especially with the name of the school being city related, mm-hmm. We tend to be pretty easy to find. You can't come and have a physical interaction. We don't actually lose much on that, Kris, because people will tend to call or email to find out information, and then we either do the in class or the in car with them. We're not missing much we don't have a whole lot of walk-in traffic.
Right.
And so they tend to find us either by word of mouth, or obviously our website, or on Facebook, or things like this.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome.
Third party.
And if any of your current students were watching this right now, or if there are any potential customers in the future that were watching this right now, and you could speak directly to them, what would you want to tell them?
First thing I haven't changed it totally, because we always tell people to drive safe / be safe, and now we just up it a notch because it's like, I hope you guys are safe.
That's awesome.
And that we are starting, especially this week, we're starting to get some phone calls with people sort of thinking that maybe we are up and running, or we will be soon, and it's like, we're not up and running. And as of yesterday's announcement, we won't be up and running in terms of getting people in the car, and until at least here in Ontario, it's May 19th at the very earliest. Cool. So be safe and hang in there. Keep up on your theory too, because the message from us and our government here in Ontario, as much as I'm not saying don't go out and drive, but they are asking people maybe not to get out there and drive all that much, because there is that chance, as much as I hate the word, that if you're involved in a collision, you put a strain on the people that we don't want to strain on, our hospitals and our healthcare workers.
Yeah,
plus
for sure.
You probably make yourself nervous because you got to go to a hospital where things are just not the same anymore. So usually we tell people, get out and practice, and it's like, I can't do that. So I'm finding it weird to sort of bite my tongue and say, don't go out and practice, at least not that much.
Yeah, that's very unselfish of you to give that advice, and to let everyone know it's okay to stay home and not to be on the road right now. And I just want to thank you, Kevin. This has been really great learning more about Peterborough Driving School and your business. And I appreciate you taking the time. And I want to remind all the listeners that might be watching this, to everyone, to stay home, stay healthy, and shop local. Thanks a lot for doing this, Kevin.
Thanks, Kris.